get some food, and we're gonna have a conversation. Middle of the day like this, if you're on the main road, you get behind several trucks that are going about 10 miles an hour under the speed limit, so it's just gonna take me a couple minutes here. I have to go and get my food. We've been having a lot of view suppression lately. If you watch the last stream that we did, at the very end of the last stream, what you're going to see is you're going to see an issue where I actually put the view count that we saw at the very end of the stream as the thumbnail so you guys could see. We've been having some pretty serious viewer suppression to the point that, you know, basically it's the sort of thing where you know, it was obvious to tell that we get probably, you know, hundreds of people in here, maybe every stream, you know, at any given time, not hundreds as an end view count. And it was pretty obvious to tell that for a long time that we were supposed to be getting, you know, hundreds of concurrents and not hundreds of total views. And that's exactly what they let slip on that last stream. And I actually saw this a couple of times. I saved a few screenshots from before when this happened. But there's nothing else to call that. When you see that at the end of the stream where it says 200 some viewers waiting, where's that number coming from if it, you know, if it's not real? That represents the something. And there isn't even that number of views, total views on that stream that they're trying to say count as of now, even. So that's why I wanted to put that on the thumbnail. And you see in this stream coming off of that, even having waited, you know, the amount of time that we did, they still have viewer suppression going in here, where we've only seen 2 concurrents right at the start of the stream. I've only seen I've seen it cap at 3, and we're in a vertical feed where, again, we're supposed to be, you know, in a feed with everybody else on the platform, where at any given time, thousands of people are in this this live feed and could come across the stream. And they're trying to say that at the start, there's just 2 and 3 in here. And again, we know that that's not true. And we know that, again, this has been the recurring pattern with the FBI that's doing this to us under Donald Trump's administration, where they're just playing censorship with people and using tools to censor people and stuff like that Donald Trump just doesn't agree with. And he's been doing this to me for a long time, where, you know, we call something out and you know, again, it's just full-on censorship of the views in that stream, where we see they, for the longest time, they were locking the like count because we were proving that the likes, like sometimes the likes would actually be more than the views that they were counting. And so they started locking the like count and breaking that and stuff like that, breaking various things to start lying about stuff on the channel that was happening. So this has been, you know, basically where I'll prove that, like, I'll like the stream and it'll just revert that 1 down to a 0. And, you know, like, basically, like, just right in front of you, show that. We did this countless times where I would show things like that, just reverting and stuff like that. And again, that screenshot at the end of the last stream that I put on the thumbnail, that again is you know, 260 some waiting, I think is what it was. That view count, that is how many people were actually watching at the end of the stream, and they were just sort of lying about it. And that's kind of where, you know, like, that's what you need to rationalize, where that slipped in by mistake, where they had intended to not allow that to slip in, and you see that's what I'm talking about, where, like, I've seen this as a result of what they're doing for a while, where they make a mistake and I know it's actually happening. That's how I've been able to sort of, you know, do this. And again, that number isn't made up. It doesn't, you know, it comes from somewhere. So I think it's kind of amusing that we're going to try to pretend that at the start of the stream, there's exactly 2 concurrents in here. And it only trickles up to 3 and back down to 2. And again, these are actual probable people, but the problem is that YouTube is now being used by the Trump administration to censor what people are saying. So now, as we sit in here and we try to talk and we try to have views, what ends up happening is they're just taking it down to literally 0, nothing. And again, the only views that are counting are the ones that you see where they come in and immediately like the stream to try to make it seem like there's people in the stream or something like that. Well, these people came in the stream, immediately the second the stream started, liked it immediately, and now have started to be in here the rest of the time, and they're watching. And again, at the end of the stream, it's just going to say like 3 or 4 views or something like that. But we're in a live vertical feed where anybody at any given time could come across the stream as they're swiping through. So again, it's just complete bullshit. It's complete lies. The Trump administration is doing this and playing censorship with anybody that has spoken out about, you know, things to warn you in the past. And I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for a long time. And, you know, we've proven that they have definitively, beyond a shadow of a doubt, done this. I have proven to you that there's times where I even stated something on stream that was a certain way, and Donald Trump would always feel this way. I said he doesn't even agree with this, and then suddenly the very next time you see him, he's actually changing his opinion on that for the first time ever. And I had just said this, and this was like 4 or 5 separate times this actually happened, where he actually did that. And it was super obvious to me that it wasn't just manipulation from the trolls and the stuff like that. It was literally his own administration actually this petty, this fucking disgusting, where they're sitting here and they're censoring people's livelihoods, where, you know, again, he's going to get sued by every person imaginable and have to face the consequences. It doesn't matter who he is. But that's the point. He's trying to very, very desperately take some sort of authoritarian dictatorship to just do whatever the fuck he wants to whoever he wants. And that's what he has been doing with YouTube, with various mediums and stuff like that. Jimmy Kimmel only being the latest. So, let me ask you something. When a bunch of people get shot outside an ICE field office and no police or ICE are shot, and yet this is supposedly, as deemed by the FBI, supposedly some sort of anti-ICE hate group, and again, none of it adds up. You see literally like cased ammunition. Nobody does that, by the way. Nobody leaves it like that, so you're fucking stupid. That just shows us all that you don't know what you're doing. They put it in a pocket loose. They don't keep it in the... You're ridiculous. And secondly, it was like laid on the ground, and it wasn't etched. He's trying to say it's etched. It was ink, and it was rain, and there was water on it, and he's trying to say that they left this. So they took a picture of this and supposedly found this, but the ink wasn't smeared or anything. I call bullshit. And again, no ICE agents were shot. It was all detainees, people that they illegally detained, that were shot. So this is your government. You know, again, everything that Donald Trump was trying to say about Biden and stuff like that, they're just doing that stuff. You know, like where they were saying that they're gonna misuse the police and stuff like that. Well, it's literally what he's doing. So, we have full-on viewer suppression in here. We got, again, just a constant 2. So, it's that same person that was hired, essentially, to do this, and is doing it. So, just keep that in mind for later when we continue this investigation later, and all the stuff is coming out. Just keep in mind later that it's congruent with that person that comes in the stream and packs a 2 and likes to continuously mess around with the stream, remove their likes, that sort of thing. Just sort of kind of like screwing around sort of thing. So, I have never seen so many adult police too, especially in Texas, be so fucking childish. Never in my life. They're so fucking childish. Literally, it's the most childish, dumb shit I have ever heard my entire life. And it's Ted Cruz saying it too. He's fucking stupid. The point is, that stupid fucking cop got up there and he stood up there and he said, "We have to stop with the rhetoric." He's like, people are doing this because... He actually said that. And then he's putting in there that it's because of everything that people are posting online and saying online, and they're reading into it and then committing these acts of violence. All while they're doing this to censor what I'm saying, put ridiculous misinformation warnings on the streams that don't have misinformation, and again, sit here to use fucking police to lie to you, illegally round people up, to ship them out, and now these people are getting killed in their custody, and they're planting evidence, obviously planted. They're being fucking stupid about it, and the police themselves are showing how guilty they are. They actually go on TV and say stupid shit like, this is because the people are so hateful, and saying, like the anti-ICE online and stuff. Are you fucking kidding me? I have news for you. That's freedom of speech, and we can say whatever the fuck we want. Anybody can say whatever the fuck they want. Now, you don't incite violence, but at the same time, if you're blaming it on that, there is no difference than you sitting here and saying, guns kill people, and then somebody tries to take all the guns away. There's no difference. You're doing the same thing. It's the same type of propaganda. You're literally just choosing to blame the shit people are saying and have the right to fucking say as some sort of like thing where, well, this person did this because people were saying this. No, that hateful, disgusting person did that because they're a hateful, disgusting person and they have fucking problems. Shut the fuck up. You're the one that has the problem. You say stupid shit like that, and it pressures people. It is literally psychological warfare. They're doing it on purpose. The stupid fucking statements like that are why this, I can say that too. Well, it's why this happens. No, it's literally just people picking and choosing in moments, just like that cop did, to be hateful. And so that cop is picking that moment to be fucking hateful too. And except that cops kill people and it's part of their job. Yeah, so somebody else does it and they plant evidence, and suddenly it's a crime, and the person shoots themselves. This is ridiculous. It's starting to get old. It's obvious. The obvious thing is that the FBI is orchestrating a bunch of murders and getting away with it. That's all that's happening here. And I'm not talking about the individual FBI offices or anything that is investigating it. I'm talking about just Donald Trump's FBI, the people that he works with. They found out about all the secret projects and all the secret things, and they're using them on civilians. That's all they're doing. It's literally all they're doing. That's why you see no views in here. They're using an illegal government project to censor what views my stream is actually getting. It's an illegal government project. Yeah, I know all kinds of stuff. They think I don't know that shit. See, that's the problem. They don't know who anybody is. They don't know who has clearance. They don't know who has... They don't know shit. They just do stuff. That's Donald Trump. And that's their issue. They just start doing shit. They have no clue what the hell they're doing. Just like when you take away, like entire things that were put in place for a reason, and then you say, "Oh, I guess we need that thing." Like when you get rid of when you have the Iran nuclear deal that specifically does what it does to, literally make sure that they can't make nukes or anything like that. They can't sit here and become a nuclear country. No, we don't think they need that, he says. So he gets rid of that. And now, obviously, it's opposite. Now, obviously, he's like, oh, well, yeah, we need that. We need that. So after he gets rid of it, he says he needs it. Just like all the other crap that he does. So basically, the whole point is that he knows that these things are successful, that Obama does and that Biden does and stuff like that. He's jealous that he didn't do them. Just like when you add nukes, and stuff like that, and he tries to take credit for that. Well, Obama expanded our nuclear arsenal. So anyway, we are having a huge censorship issue where, if you look at that last stream, just like I said, the whole stream goes by. You can clearly see that we had lots of viewers. They are very slow to add the views that we finished the stream with. And by the way, the amount of views that we finished the stream with it still hasn't reached the number that it actually said at the end stream. At the end of the stream, it was like 100. And they still haven't gotten to that. And like I said, I even saved the screenshot for you so that you could easily see, right on the thumbnail, that there was over 200 viewers at the end of that stream. Literally over 200 fucking viewers at the end of that stream. Literally over 200. And they haven't even brought the stream up to the amount of view count that we saw at the end stream screen at the end of the stream. They haven't even brought it up to that. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I know, I always see something stupid like that, where it's like, I can count the individual number of concurrents that are in the stream by the concurrent counter and see that it's not right. And then on top of that, I already know there's viewer suppression. So, you know, just the amount of times that they sat here and it was very obvious they were running code to try to figure out how to change that view counter in the different apps to lie about it. So that's why they hacked the YouTube app, and then the YouTube app was so broken, it is basically unusable. I can't even stream it. It's like so unusable. And then so when I switched to Prism, then they slowly started breaking this and doing things to break this. And so basically it's just one thing after another. Again, like I said, they sat here and broke. I can't use the Prism app at all on my PC because my virus software actually detects it as like malicious. So they did something to alter the code in the actual software to be malicious. I've tried reinstalling it, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing they're doing to Windows. It's the same thing they're doing to all this other stuff that I've told you about, where, you know, it's literally a remote hack where they're using illegal tech to destroy things for citizens to, you know, like irritate or cause a problem or whatever. It's the cars. It's what's happening in the cars. They're using the thing that they see people doing in other countries and then trying it here. They're trying it out on citizens, but they're only doing it to people that they think are people that don't like Trump or not cops. So, like, there's a lot that they're doing. And so, like if they think you're not a cop or they think that you don't vote for Trump, they're just going to do it. It doesn't matter who you actually are. They won't look into it. They won't. And so, like, that's why, like, sometimes it actually has happened where it's happened to some officials and stuff like that where I probably wasn't supposed to, but they're a bunch of idiots. So, and it shouldn't be happening to begin with, but again, they're a bunch of idiots. So basically, it starts somewhere where basically these Republicans, you know, in Congress, they decided, you know, oh, well, we're just going to start giving more power to this idiot, even though we're Congress and we're supposed to have the governing power and he just controls the military. We're going to just keep giving him more power. You know, because, you know, that's what we're going to do because we're a bunch of fucking retards. So that's what they're doing. And so the problem is they're so stupid and new to this. There's probably so many of them that didn't realize they're just going to get taken advantage of. They never paid attention to government. They have no idea what it's about, what it's all about. And then they get into it's like, you know, like it's like anything that's like so layered you don't realize what's actually entailed until you get into it. Like, you know, like even like war and stuff like that. It's its own war, you know. It's psychological war. And so you have to realize that Donald Trump is doing that, and he always takes advantage of people, and this is what he's always done. This is what he did throughout his entire first time in office, and this is why none of those same people support him again. And, you know, it's the sort of thing where, again, if you're a cop and a bunch of people are killed on your watch that you had no business taking in the first place, and now they died, and now you're trying to make this look, again, you were literally stating on live video to the world that this is this is because of what people are saying on the internet. You are irresponsible. You are a bad parent. You're a bad cop. You're a bad adult. You are adulting wrong. You are sending the wrong message. You are sending a hateful message. Like, I wanted to tell that guy to shut the fuck up the moment I heard him start saying that shit. It was the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. Because it's so hateful and stupid. And aside from that, the evidence was wrong. Again, there was several bullets, and they tried to say, like, again, you see written on it like anti-ice and stuff like that. And first of all, what illiterate anarchist weird person, I feel like a lot of the time, like, they write the way they write, you know? This was written in all caps, sort of like a history teacher or something, somebody that writes on a chalkboard regularly or something like that. This was an FBI agent that did this. Again, they planted the evidence. Like, you could literally see it was inked on the bullet. It was wet. It was laying in puddles, and the ink wasn't smeared or anything. Kash Patel tried to say it was engraved, and that's probably what they were supposed to do, and they didn't do that. They wrote it on there, and you can clearly see that from the from the picture. And so, like, there's just too many things that are completely off about it. And again, the point is that it's obvious to tell that it is rhetoric to fool police. It is intended to get police on their side, to get all these police to be hateful towards citizens. That's what it's for. To get police to try to police what people are saying on the internet and stuff like that. That's what it's for. It's very obvious. Because again, you had that irresponsible cop saying what he was saying. He was literally standing there blaming all of the comments on the internet and stuff like that. He wasn't saying, this is a troubled person, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, find out who knew him, yada yada yada, interview some people. No, none of that. Nope. So no real police work there, just literally admitting that you're going to get on there and spread hate and just blame internet fucking comments. Blame free speech, basically. Which is what people are doing anytime they blame movies, anytime they blame music, anytime you blame any media. Sticks and stones, man. Well, sticks and stones. You gotta remember, sticks and stones. And yes, at the end of the day, again, you have all these other countries in the world that we've talked about that exist differently than us, that think differently than us because they're brought up differently. But don't let that affect you, what you do. And that's the difference, is when somebody is trying to change that for us, even though we are so separated and so cut off from the rest of the world, and we can do that. It really is a shame that somebody is doing that for us, that they're trying to reverse our democracy to an authoritarian society, which would cripple us. Troll Slayer says it's pretty good. What's pretty good? This? You mean those? Yeah. Pretty good. It's always good. It's pretty obvious, man. Like, again, add up the facts. It's so obvious. Add up the facts. It's super obvious. This is anti-ICE, yet no cops were shot. No ICE were shot. This is supposedly anti-ICE, no ICE were shot. They found these bullets that were still in their casing. What do you call I forget what it's called, the actual grid lines that they come in. It was still in there. And it's like, nobody does that. They take them out. Why would you do that? It's useless. And again, so like the point is, if he was using it, it just doesn't make any sense that it would be like that. And again, he shoots himself, yet they find this. And again, if it's supposedly left by them and it was raining, why was the ink not smeared? And why was it written so easily, so clearly, so plainly? I feel like an engraving would have made sense. On bullets, I don't think it would have been bullets. I think it would have been spray paint, or like what it normally is. And again, they don't leave, anarchists leave messages? No, they destroy shit. They don't care, they don't care about sending a message. Hateful people don't care about, they literally just do things. Again, it is obvious that these people are, it's a motive. The motive is to get police to hate you, to, again, fuel this psychological warfare on the civilian population, to get you to dislike police and to get police to dislike you. The rifle had no optics on it. He was using iron sights. Okay. Also, the shooting took place before the sun rose, so he could not see what he was shooting at. I'm actually not sure that that's the case. I think the shooting took place right at sunup. I think it was close to 7 o'clock in the morning, right? I don't think that's true. But I agree with you that I appreciate your sentiment. I'm just saying I don't think that piece of information is true. Yeah, like, thank you. I agree. Like, none of it makes any sense. None of the evidence makes any sense. It seems so staged. And I'm sitting here deducing stuff, picking stuff apart. I've been telling you guys about Trump for a while and been having problems since, really aggressively since the election, since he was trying to run again, and again, like really aggressively then, where it was disconnects and stuff like that, just abrupt disconnects that made no sense. And so, like, I was trying to warn the public about what was going to happen, and everything I predicted, just like he started to do everything. Like, again, like the executive orders that did the exact opposite of everything that they said they were going to do. Like, basically just knowing he was a convict and going into office with power that could supersede the courts, where, like, we sort of knew that. I knew that going into it. I had thought about this, and I was like, he's going to do all these things that people gave him shit for before, and just do them because. And he's going to find out the fucking hard way that this is going to really mess up the country. And that's what he's finding out. And he doesn't care. He doesn't seem to care. He just literally seems to care about saving face. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to get you all distracted with all these shootings and all this. Oh, we have to be careful what we say online. Oh, fuck you. Say whatever the fuck I want, asshole. That cop that said that with the stupid fucking hat in Texas, go fuck yourself. Come here. Come to the state. Come to my face. I want to say it to his face, actually. I want to literally look that motherfucker in the face and say, go fuck yourself. Because that son of a bitch is literally the one spreading hate. He's doing it. It's not us. Yeah, like, people are triggered by what other people say that sounds funny. Just like the Jimmy Kimmel thing. And I even told you guys, and now that he's back and everything, I think people are starting to take it back a little bit, because like the whole point is, I even told you guys he wasn't making fun of Charlie Kirk. I fucking told you that. I told you it was a joke on Trump, and he was all fucking butthurt about it and bitter. No, and then people tried to make this like Jimmy was making a no, of course he wasn't. He never was. None of us did. Nobody did that. Literally nobody. I saw nobody doing that except the assholes, the disgusting people that were in my chat seconds after Charlie was assassinated and killed, trying to tell me how sick it was and stuff like that. In my chat, seconds after he was determined to be dead. And again, I was streaming. So, like, the point is, these people are just in my chat trying to spam my chat while I'm playing a video game stream, and they're like, it's sick, and like, it's just, I saw that everywhere. I saw people were spamming that everywhere, even after I got off stream, because that was what I was curious. I had to get off stream and look around, and no lie, that was what I saw. I saw a lot of that shit. And it's really obvious to see that they're just spreading hate in chats online, where they're, you know, like, again, they're going to sit here and cause problems for me with my chats, where I get doxxed and stuff like that in my chats. I got doxxed all over this platform for over a fucking year. And YouTube was aware of it. I sat here and made them aware of it. We reported, we made a state police report and all that. Very, very serious case of harassment, online harassment, which is federally illegal on 2 to 3 accounts that this person was doing. And they just allowed it for over a year. They literally allowed it for over a fucking year. And you know, if that were a cop, they would have stopped it right then and there. They would have literally arrested the person. They would have taken the channel down. They would have been like, oh, how dare you dox a police, yada yada yada. So the point is, it's a double standard. Police are trying super hard to control everything everybody does, because they are triggered by what things people are saying online. They have to literally shut the fuck up, stay the fuck offline, and do their goddamn jobs. That's what they have to do. And I keep fucking saying this. My job is to bitch and complain about what they do. Their job is to continue doing their job regardless of what people say. That's what you do. You do your best to listen to the complaining and take it into account, but you do not hate and you do not read into it like a fucking child. And I shouldn't have to say this. This is so despicable that any police are like this, and it's so regular. It's so goddamn regular. And then as soon as we start making this point, the view count says 0. You know, it's the sort of thing where Trump doesn't ever want it to get to where I realize that he's been doing this. Like that's kind of the point. I think they've always been trying to get me to quit, trying to get me to move to this platform, before, again, some sort of thing happens where, you know, a crackdown comes through or something like that, where they lose their ability to do this. Because, again, this is just a thing where it's a period of time where the country is becoming more authoritarian and people don't understand what it means. And defunding the Department of Education, not educating people, I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem with all this nonsense, is education. You know, we'll just I gotta record the evidence of that. We'll just keep recording the evidence of that. Or vertical stream, live feed. There should be plenty of people in here, but again, they are keeping people, trying to keep people out of the stream and trying to lie about the views. The amount of times that we've had somebody in the stream and can confirm that they've been in the stream for a long time, and it just sort of said 0. It's pretty. It's a lot. It's a lot. The amount of times that's happened. That's been pretty regular, and the amount of times that we got doxxed in real time. Now, again, getting doxxed is serious enough, but we got doxxed in real time in live chats on here to 1,200 people, and like, this is very serious. You dox somebody a single time in a live chat, it shows every single person in that chat, a Facebook suggestion for that person that was doxxed. That's literally all that's going to happen. And I see tons of evidence of that happening, and I see the scammer that's doing this actually like harassing the notifications, where they're really, no matter how many times I decline it, I say no or whatever, it just keeps coming back. So it's a harassment factor, where they want to be listened to no matter how many times you ignore them. So they do something, essentially. And that's what we've been talking about, where stuff's been breaking, stuff's been costing us money and things like that, where we would normally be able to use certain things, and we just cannot use them, where they're sitting here interfering with our devices and stuff like that. And then they would actually on those streams that were telling you this, they would actually be so guilty, they would actually look so guilty. They don't normally do this too, where like they actually look so guilty by sitting there and putting a misinformation warning and stuff like that. That's when you know they look guilty. When you're sitting here on a person's blog fucking stream, messing around, we're literally just running like a fucking vlog stream, and you're sitting here fucking around with my views and putting misinformation on my stream to try to get people to think that what I'm saying isn't true, because you're fucking around with civilians. You're fucking around with this country. You're fucking up the country. Donald fucking piece of shit Trump. So, we're gonna organize some thoughts and get them all together on a stream for you. Again, we've done this a few times, but there's been some things lately. Oh, and for the first time in like 10 minutes, we have a concurrent in the stream. As I'm telling you, we're gonna organize some thoughts and get them together, because we haven't done that. And for the first time in the stream, we have someone. Oh yeah, imagine that! Right when I say that, it's obvious to tell that they're using technology that they have found out about and tried to reverse engineer from China and perhaps Russia, that they're trying to use on me and various other people. And that's what you see, where I'm like showing you like there's like some sort of problem with the stream, like some sort of permanent issue with the stream or something like that. It's actually, what they're doing is they're using illegal means to somehow wirelessly heat up the device. They're causing it to draw too much. This is what they've been doing to the streaming software. This is what they've been doing to a lot of people. They've been doing it to a lot of people. Devices in general. Especially if there's a battery involved. If there's a battery involved, it's direct current, so that's why they're doing it. Now, alternating current, they have a much harder time doing that. Direct current, that's why it works, and then they get their explosions and stuff. That's what they're doing. That's all they're doing. It's just the FBI, but Trump's FBI. Again, it's not. You can't think about it like there's like some sort of conspiracy theory of like a collaborative effort in the FBI, all these field offices in all these different states. That doesn't make any sense. One branch of the FBI, the top branch, Trump's branch, like that's what we're talking about. We're talking about him militarizing DC, like turning it into his own little personal fucking is it League of Doom? What's the place where Lex Luthor and all them hang out? I'm just trying to think of what it's called. But you get you know what I'm saying. So that's what's going on. If you've been having devices that you can't really explain why they just randomly start having a bunch of problems, and it seems to especially happen after like some sort of other BS that was really stressful, that may have been embarrassing online or something like that, take note of that. I would highly recommend people start journaling these things. Because it's gonna come out that eventually, basically, Donald Trump used a secret government project and experimented with it on civilians. That's what's like that's literally what's happening. You know, like it's the sort of thing where there are these things that, you know, you try to keep from the biggest fucking child on the planet, but I guess you can only do it for so long, you know. But you know, him admitting that he's going to use violence on political opponents and stuff like that, that's disgusting. So that there's nothing else to be said about that. The moment somebody admits that they're going to use political violence on their opponents, you're a piece of shit. You are exactly like the person that killed Charlie Kirk. You are no different than the person that killed Charlie Kirk. If you are using violence and you are inciting violence on political opponents, you are the same as the person that killed Charlie Kirk. You are the same. And I'm still 100, I shouldn't say 100, I'm about 92% sure, that's probably a more accurate, I'm about 92% sure that somebody, that not necessarily Trump himself, but his administration had something to do with assassinating Charlie Kirk. Because again, it's all about spreading this hate and getting people to be divided over police, over political issues versus, you know, whether we should have governing and police or not, and to confuse you. Because in reality, he's going to sit here and pretend like you shouldn't and stuff like that, all while militarizing, lying to you, just like North Korea or any other totalitarian, authoritarian society that lies to their people for the sake of keeping order. So that's kind of what's coming if, again, you allow somebody to undo your rights, undo the Constitution, undo democracy as we see it. It's not a Democrat thing, it's a democracy thing. Democrat is just a word that also happens to be close to democracy. Don't confuse the two. They are different. A Democrat, yes, they are definitely for, you know, coming to, like, that's the whole point, coming to agreements on things and stuff like that, working together and stuff like that. But for sure, it's definitely a democratic republic, and you need both sides, and both sides need to work together. Otherwise, it doesn't work. That's the point. That's why it works. There's two sides. A third side might work, but it hasn't yet. And what we were doing worked for a long time, where Obama was able to get the Affordable Care Act to pass and stuff, regardless of the propaganda, what everyone will believe about that. It still gave people, it took away pre-existing conditions and gave people coverage and privatized healthcare. The people that were believing in the stupid propaganda and stuff way back in the day used to tell me dumb things like, You know, like, oh, well, I lost my health insurance because of that. And then he was like, and then the person that told me this was like, yeah, but 6 months later, I found a private health insurance company that was better than something I ever had before. And I'm like, it's literally why the Affordable Care Act was developed, is what Obama did. That you got that because of what Obama did. Thanks, Obama. So, like, that's the point. Like, they don't understand that actually happened. Yeah, the initial thing was bad, but then 6 months later, you had health insurance. It was the best you ever had. It's exactly what Trump promised, didn't deliver, because he knows that's what Obama gave you. So he wants to lie about it, sell it to you in a package Obama gave it to you in, and not give it to you. And that's exactly what he did. And the whole point is that he sat here and almost, you know, John McCain, I credit John McCain, again, with being the conservative Republican that, again, there's no Republicans like him left anymore. The whole point is he voted no on that ridiculous health care bill that would have taken pre-existing conditions and brought them back, that would have ripped Obamacare from people, would have had, again, basically just gutted the Affordable Care Act, while sort of maintaining it and bringing pre-existing conditions back. It wouldn't have made any sense. It would have just been like what we had before, where we didn't have universal health care. So, yes, Affordable Care Act is a step forward, and somebody should have added to it, but we've only had Biden trying to clean up Trump's mess. You haven't had anybody sit here and actually try to improve and add existing fucking organizations to that to make it a little bit better. You've only had Obama and Biden, and it, you know, it's fine, but obviously it needs to get better, and Trump didn't make it any better, and the whole point is he's trying to make it worse. He's trying to make everything fucking worse. He isn't making anything better. So again, you, like, just endlessly, everybody sits here and tries to point the finger at what the Democrats did, but again, they actually did things. Trump sat here and tried to single-handedly take credit for so many fucking things that they did. Trying to single-handedly take credit for so many fucking things that they did over the years. Meanwhile, he didn't do those things. Obama and the Democrats did those things, and he tried to take credit for them. So why is he trying to take credit for things that they did if they're bad? So, like, this is what you have to understand. Like, this is what I was doing. I was proving with the AI. I was on stream proving with the AI that Trump is a joke. He's a literal fucking circus act. He's a fucking joke. And I was just proving it, basically. Better than most people were. And I was using AI. I was using all this proof day in and day out. And he was pissed. He was, like, hanging on to every word. He was watching every stream. That's it. That's all that happened. And, you know, he just sat here and got all, like, momentarily pissed off. And, you know, like, this is the point. This is what he's doing instead of running the country. He's sitting here watching people, holding on to every fucking word they say instead of doing what he should be doing. Like, yeah, I mean, you can listen to criticisms, but... yeah, it's like if you scroll through the comment section on Facebook, you're just gonna find hate. Don't do it. Like, I've just learned that is an entire, like, Facebook is doomed. It like, literally that is a festering pit of suck you into fighting with somebody. Like literally that's all Facebook is anymore. You're going to have some sort of argument with somebody and neither side is going to win. That's Facebook. And the intelligence to anything is taken out of the equation. There is no equation, there is no intelligence. There is nothing. It is completely devoid of any of that. And I would challenge anybody to sit here and have some sort of problem with all the swear words and say that they're unintelligent. I would actually challenge that and actually tell it and actually say to you why. Because again, you don't have an explanation. Just to you, that's always been the explanation. You don't really have a reason. You've just always thought that way. They make you feel a certain way. You become upset. So therefore, you take this, why do you swear so much? Or yada, yada, yada. That's all you can think about instead of listening to what I'm saying. So, thus, you think it sounds unintelligent, but you're the one that's not listening to what I'm saying. You're instead nitpicking about how I feel and the choice to choose certain words, instead of noticing that I would use those words and I would choose to speak and utter those words with that tone, with that speech, for that reason, for the purpose of allowing you to understand that maybe that's how a lot of us feel right now. That's the temperature that a lot of us are at, where we don't care about saying fuck anymore. Doesn't fucking matter. And it shouldn't. You shouldn't be so goddamn triggered by some fucking words. Just like wanting to separate myself from the Christian faith, not because I don't believe in it and I don't believe in the teachings of the Bible and Jesus himself and all that, but because of all of these killings, because it's getting worse, and because numbers don't lie. The statistics are that most people that kill are Christian men. So I just don't talk about religion. I don't sit here and discuss it. It's not a good idea. I try not to. And the things that I say, I try to be as general as possible. You want my honest scientific input? Quantum physics explains religion. So, again, most people don't understand quantum physics or know about it. So, I can sit here and I'll talk to you about it, but it probably wouldn't make any sense. So, I'm just going to stop it there. But that's what almost any physicist and almost any intelligent person should tell you, is that you start getting into science deep enough, and technically it actually explains Christianity and religion and stuff like that. Well, I shouldn't say Christianity, but God. It actually explains a creator. So, like that's where you should stop with that. Let it be that, and don't develop this huge hate and religion, this, that, and the other thing about it. Like, why does it have to be this? Why does it have to be just because you didn't bring your fucking rosemary beads to fucking church, now you're gonna go to goddamn hell? Like why is it like this? Why is it like when you go to church, you gotta wear your best shirt, or you gotta act this way, or otherwise you're gonna get kicked out of the church and everybody looks at you a certain way? Well, because Christians are fucking judgmental pieces of shit. Like that you want my honest opinion? They're hateful, all while having a facade that they aren't. They use God. So you want my honest opinion? Christians are the devil. That's why the world is the way it is. So you want to talk about religion and stuff like that? No, you really don't. You really don't want to talk about that, because that's the problem. The problem is it's actually the opposite. Oftentimes, Satanists and people that, you think are like devil worshippers and stuff like that, they're actually oftentimes really introverted, nice people that just don't want to come out of their shell. And then the people that are Christians are really outgoing, fucking disgusting, weird people that want to know your business and have no qualms about judging you and talking about you. And that's literally every Christian I have ever met. Every single one. Even some of my closer friends and stuff. That is exactly how they are. You have to feel a certain way about telling them things and being yourself around them, because they will judge you. They will literally just make you feel like shit. I literally had a youth pastor one time, while treating this kid that wears all black and all this jewelry and stuff like that. I knew that he was favored. So one time I came in, I did this on purpose. I did it on purpose. I did. But the whole point was to teach him a lesson, and I hope it did. Now, the whole point was that at fucking 18 years old, I understood this better than he did. And, I maybe 17. I may have been like 16 or 17, actually. But I came into youth group one day dressed exactly like the favored guy. Bracelets, black shit, Aussie shirt, big cross. And he starts yelling at me and reaming me out in front of everybody and said, "How do I know you're not a devil worshiper? Well, you come here wearing that stuff like that." And then I literally called him out and I said, well, what about that guy? He always wears that stuff. What about him? And he goes, well, I know him. Like, basically that was the message, that he knew him. So you have to understand that, like, a lot of, like, I still have faith. I don't have faith in people. My faith in pastors and Christians and people is gone. I have lost it. It's gone. I do not believe in people anymore. And yeah, Trump is a lot of that reason, because there's so many fucking stupid Christians actually claiming to be Christian voting for Trump. Just because he's the more Christian supposed option. What a stupid fucking thing to say. What a dumb fucking thing to say. So, I just, it's so ridiculous anymore. And I just, any pastor or any Christian person that claims to be Christian, yet they're so affected by the word you say, like fucking shit, they're the devil themselves. They are affected by what you are saying. They are too involved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's sticks and stones, man. Like the whole point is that words can't hurt you. So why are you acting like they do? And why are you trying to sit here and be all offended? Because again, find in the Bible where it says you can't say the word fuck. Please find that verse. I would love to see it. Oh, the thing about not taking the Lord's name in vain? Again, I have said this many times. The whole purpose is that you don't go to war. You don't kill each other in God's name and stuff like that. That's taking his name in vain. Like literally killing or condemning something in his name, condemning something good in his name or something, like, that's the whole point. You don't do that. Just saying God damn doesn't fucking mean anything. It's literally the English language. It's a couple of syllables I have now uttered into the air that literally together just says God and damn. Okay, and then everybody's like, oh, you're going to hell. Oh my God. Stop this. Stop. It's stupid. It's so fucking dumb. And the whole point is that you are affected. You become so hateful and so affected by this. It changes your... You become anxious. You need to pray. You need to... No, fuck. Who cares? That's why I say fuck. You ever heard of the pastor that swears? I thought that shit was hilarious. There's a black dude too, I think. That made it even funnier. I don't know why I just did. It's just amazing. It was just amazing, because, like, it's just this pastor, and he's just swearing. And he's totally fine with it. I was like, yes. No, more people like that. Because that's opposite of hate. That brings people together. That welcomes the people that want to swear, that see nothing wrong with it. Because just like the Bible teaches you to love your enemy and embrace other religions, I mean, that's literally the same token, where you would have a different type of thinking, a different way of thinking about speech and stuff like that. And you're still welcoming that while having your own reserves about it. That's okay. Just, again, don't allow yourself to, your actions and the way you treat others to be affected by what that person says. Because otherwise now you're treating that person poorly and allowing others to see that person poorly. Just because they're saying some swear words. Just like if Daniel Tosh, look, I love the guy, I really do, and him and I have some similarities and we have some disagreements. He might like Trump and I may dislike Trump, but he's a Dolphins fan, and so he's okay in my book. No, but the whole point is that you need to realize that while I might not joke about things that he might joke about, I might laugh about it. Yeah, he says it, and because it's outside of that range where I would joke about it, it is super offensive, so therefore I find it funny. That's okay. The whole point is, what he said doesn't have any effect on anything. You know, it's not like the guy utters words and then because he uttered those words, reality happens. No, like he just said some words. The whole point is, don't be affected by what somebody says. Just ignore it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. Then move on. You can state that. State it. But don't sit there and linger on and you know, like if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, man. So, you know, the whole point is like, would you use that with a comedian? Well, the whole point is the comedian is trying to make you laugh. So, I mean, what's funny anymore? You know, like you've heard it all before. So, the whole point is that humor is different, you know, dark humor, different people, whatever. You might not have a different laugh gene than somebody else, and you might need something else, and it just works for you. There's nothing wrong with that. And you shouldn't cast people out. You shouldn't make them feel like crap. They're people. That is a person. So now you're treating them poorly. And now they have no life, no livelihood, and they're canceled. All because, oh, your precious feelings about Daniel Tosh making fun of some fucking woke piece of shit thing over and over and over. Yeah, I see it too. I don't care. So, see, that's the thing. You have to realize that while I don't like Trump, I can sit here and join in with the joking too and stuff like that as long as it's a joke. We don't take it and put it in fucking legislation where it says, oh, things are too woke, now we have to cancel them with fucking government. No, that's the goddamn problem. That is. Donald fucking Trump is the fucking problem. Okay? Wokeism and that stupid bullshit, that's a fucking meme. It's not real. It's literally just somebody labeling it as this thing. It's just a meme. It's a fad. That's it. That's all it is. It's fidget spinners and light up shoes. That's all it is. And you're buying it by the truckload. And stop doing that. Stop it. You don't have to buy into that stupid shit. So that's my spiel on religion and how it relates to the world. And how, again, if Christians were so good and so Christianly and so godly, then why the fuck is it every single pastor and every single person I talk to that goes to a church, why does it feel like that when they look at me and I'm talking to them, they're thinking of about 8 to 10 different things that are wrong with the way I am dressed, the way I am either holding myself, dressed, or speaking, or something? Why is that? Because I can tell they're doing it. I can see the eyes, I can see the way they'll do it. It's so many of them. Well, because they're the psychopaths, that's why. That's literally why. And it's technically true. A psychiatrist of a high degree would probably agree to a certain level. He's not going to agree that religion is bad and that the concepts of praying and things that are good like that are bad, but yeah, like the concept of being completely obsessed where you can't, you know what I mean? Like it's to the level of you wanting to control what other people do. That's now you've missed the point. Now you're the opposite. Now you're the devil, basically masquerading as a Christian. So you have to realize that everything's in moderation, even God. It's true. You cannot be obsessed with anything, even God. And that is what Christianity misses. Christianity becomes obsessed with our Creator. It's not the point. It's not the point. Point is to love each other and become obsessed with each other, with life, with protecting life, with peace. That's what you obsess over. Goodness. Not a creator. You can pray to him and thank him, and don't obsess. I don't think he wants that. I think he missed that in the Bible. He doesn't want you to grovel. It's not what he wants. Not at all. So like that's kind of the point, and that's actually where I've even seen, like, if you want to know some personal input, where I've seen some direct influence, where I was able to pray and immediately get answers. That was when I did it. Was when I wasn't trying to obsess over God. I was praying legitimately, caring about the thing that I was praying about, and had a more generalized reason for wanting it to happen, and then confidence that the prayer would actually function. And the amount of times that I you know what I mean, like that it was obvious that I do have that connection, that I do get it, that it's not something that I've missed, that I don't understand. Yeah, that prayer does work, but again, it's individualized, and again, it's not about your Hail Marys. It's not about, oh, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and all that, and singing hymns and what a huge fucking waste. I mean, it's fine Christmas time, and it's fine to do that. Again, do you really think our Creator wants you to sit here and waste time singing songs and standing around like idiots? No, He wants you to fucking terraform the planet so that it never dies. He wants you to fucking become a higher being, like of understanding and acceptance, and like just so many people that don't get this, that the whole point was that we should have evolved by now, otherwise our destruction is imminent. I just, like, the fact that, like, you don't understand that that's what the Bible teaches you, where every time we do this, where we are too hateful and we are too destructive, we are absolutely smited right out of this goddamn existence. And that is literally happened. We have evidence now, carbon dating and everything, that we were not the first civilization. It's super obvious. And so just like, especially the modern Bible and stuff never touches on that, yet it does acknowledge that in the Old Testament that Adam and Eve was a long fucking time ago. So, again, I just, you need to start recognizing what's happening, and you need to start putting things together and deducing what was right and wrong about the things they taught you in Sunday school or in church or growing up, and fix it for yourself, and fix it for the modern times, and get with the fucking times. Evolve. Don't stay in the past. It's okay to condemn hate in general, but the moment that you start blaming it on what people are saying, oh, it's because of what people are saying on the internet, you're pointing the finger instead of, you're like, okay, well, what about the people that aren't on the internet saying things, and what about all that? Just shut up already. Just stop pointing the finger and call it for what it is. Why did you even say anything? Why did you even bother speaking? Well, you just want to, again, make sure that your message is not directed at people, because then you are spreading hate, then you are pointing the finger literally pointing the finger at people that didn't do it, that would never do this, that literally are just saying things and want the right to, and have the right to, and have their own battles they're fighting and their own lives that they live, and it's separate from yours and your situation and all the shit that you're dealing with. And you have no fucking clue why that person's so hateful toward police or whoever they're hateful toward. You have no clue that maybe that person's been pulled over fucking, you know, like let's say maybe for the 20th fucking time in 2 goddamn weeks just because they're fucking black. You know, or something like that. You have no idea. You have no clue why that person's hateful towards police. You just decide that they are and point the finger. It's not right. It's not right. And so don't do that with Charlie Kirk. Don't do that in his memory. Don't taint the memory of this disgusting, terrible killing of this young man. Do not taint that, seriously, because that's what you're doing. And you need to stop that. When somebody is assassinated or killed, you condemn the violence, not the words. When messages are left, you treat them as evidence. You do not parade them around in the media, in front of the cameras, and say, see? You don't do that. That is childish and flat out suspicious. I'd be suspicious. It's like more regular numbers now, so it's better than earlier. This guy's clearing up a little bit. I've been watching the clouds. Pretty thick clouds, so they're moving quick too. But stop sitting here and saying, you know, there's all this hate and stuff, and then again the evidence doesn't add up, where they're sitting here and they're saying it's hate towards ICE, except no ICE agents were shot. It was all people they had in custody. So no. Why weren't ICE agents shot then? No. I don't believe it, not for a second. Nobody else does either. That's very suspicious. I'm not the only one. I mean, like, there's so many people that, you know, like, that's what they're saying too. It's the sort of thing where, like, reading comments and stuff like that, oftentimes you'll find some pretty crazy stuff, but this time it's funny how, like, there's quite a lot of people out there that this time, yeah, this is really fishy. Like, they're just, you know, like, everybody's agreeing how ridiculous it looks. All the evidence not adding up, you know. And then, you know, again, just remember, police are bound to the same rules and laws that you and I are. They can't operate outside them. They really don't have the authority to do that. The only times that you typically have the authority to do that is in very extreme circumstances and matters of national security and stuff like that. they can get like a really, really high up authority to override a normal due process sort of thing just because it's a matter of national security. Donald Trump's been abusing that every second he's in office. Just every second it's a matter of national security. Every second he's in office, it's a matter. So like that's what we're talking about. Where like he just abuses it. He causes that. So that's kind of what goes on, is that there's just a lot of extreme situations happening in those agencies where those extreme things should never be happening, at a minimal. And he's just doing it every day. Or he's firing the head of this agency and firing the head of this agency and doing something so extreme that the head of this agency now has to step down and leave because they don't want any type of legal responsibility where they're going to get arrested later just because Donald Trump is doing something illegal with people's tax information. You know that he's using the IRS to find illegals, right? That he's calling illegals. So if they're supposedly illegal, then why are they paying taxes? If they were staying here and trying to be here illegally and stuff like that, then why are they paying taxes? Why are they doing their due diligence to work jobs and pay taxes if they're trying to be here illegally? Because it's not true. And we know that. I even said that. And then conveniently after I said that that was the whole point, was I was talking about this. I was talking about how they pay taxes, like they deserve to be here. They go through the process. Oftentimes they remember more history than we do because they have such rigorous tests and stuff they have to take. And literally, like, after making this point on a stream before, I had heard not too long after that Trump had started vetting the IRS and the chairman was going to step down because he was going to start using their IRS information to track them down. And this was only, like not too long after I had said that on the stream. So another example of a time where I said something like that, and just because I said that, that was his reaction to that. It's fucking disgusting. Where, like, he doesn't change his mind and realize, oh, wow, they pay their taxes, maybe they do deserve to be here. No, he literally just fucking does the opposite, where he's racist as shit. So, that's what happens. You had a youth pastor? Yes, I went to church growing up. Quite a lot of it over the years. Some churches disappointed me. Some I liked. The ones I liked never lasted because they were fair and good churches. So therefore, they did their job and didn't earn what they were supposed to stay. Like, that's the point. A church doesn't. It's there to help people, to spread the word of God, and it won't always necessarily like that. It's not supposed to be a building. It's not supposed to be like that. So, I mean, is it sad that they shut down? I guess, but at the same time, isn't the point? Like, it's not supposed to be this big thing. So once it starts becoming that way, the point is you've learned that maybe those people get the point, so you move on somewhere else. You do that work somewhere else until it's needed there again. I feel like, again, there's too much not, moderation to what people do. Where there's not enough of it. There's not enough moderation. There's just people doing extreme amounts of this or that, or they don't moderate what they do. Just like I know I was doing the same thing, and I had to stop. You know, I don't go on Facebook anymore. You know, like, it's even I have to, like, you know, like, if I'm sitting there scrolling through Facebook, I want to find something to complain about too. So, you know, like, the whole point is that just don't do that. Use your time more intelligently than that. So, like, you know, like, it's the sort of thing where you can look at things one way or another, but looking at them from both points of view all the time gives you the tools to walk through life. And so it's just like what I was talking about with swearing. You can choose to look at that as unintelligent, but that doesn't really make any sense. Like, what makes it unintelligent? Just because to somebody else the words seem extraneous, I suppose. But then to the person that's saying them, perhaps it's sort of bridging the gap for them. Maybe that's part of their regular speech, or part of their pattern, the way they sort of process things. So they just sort of need to do that or get through that. And regardless of what you think, it really is an extraneous word. So since it's so extraneous, what's so unintelligent? You know, like again, if it's, you know, if it's extraneous, well, then again, it would be super unintelligent to sit here and waste our breath complaining about it, when you could simply ignore that and not say it yourself, let yourself be corrupted by it. Simply go about your business and allow somebody else to speak the way they want to speak, and identify that as just, well, that's his individualism. He speaks like that. He uses swear words. Big fucking deal. I think that's the more center of the road way to look at it, where again, you can look at it from both perspectives, where you hate swearing or you like it. But if you understand the middle of the road take, where you just don't allow yourself to be affected, you can go through life where you may not say these swear words too, but you won't allow yourself to be affected by it. Thus, they shouldn't, you know, become part of your speech or whatever. You know, you don't allow it to affect you, if that makes sense. So, I don't feel like enough people understand how to do that with things, where they understand a middle of the road take. So, like, for example, with politics, if you know, you have enough people on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, that are pretty consistently not getting things done, you know, that's definitely pretty obvious to say that there's nothing there. But if you can constructively say, when you look at Obama and Biden's presidency, that they did do things, you can add them all up and calculate them, and then you can calculate in Trump's term and stuff like that he didn't, and then he spent all his time trying to take credit for the stuff that the Democrats did. Again, there's really only one way to look at that. You can try to look at that at the center of the road, but there's no center of the road to look at there. That's like, you have two employees. One comes to work every day, tries to do his hardest. Maybe he calls in sick, you know, for a couple of years or whatever. But the whole point is, he is there every day trying his hardest. He may not always get things done, but I mean, shit happens, right? And then you got the other employee that comes in late. He takes credit for the other employees' things. He never actually gets anything done the entire time he's there. And again, he's coming in late, leaving early, that stuff, playing golf all the time. It's kind of obvious to see which employee's better, right? Like, there's no center of the road where you should managerially be like, well, now let's look at this and be fair about this, and and understand that the other employee, while late, might have a lot going on. No. No, fuck no. You got 2 employees, you're paying them to do a goddamn job. One of them is really fucking bad for literally years. And you never get rid of him? You never call him out? You just give him endless excuses. But that other employee, he's working his ass off. He gets shit done. Yeah, it makes what the other employee does useless. Basically, it cancels it out. So the longer you have that going on, the more, again, it would be like you don't have any good employees. So a very bad employee you have, it cancels out the good employee. Because again, you have good stuff happening with the good employee, but now you have all this bad stuff happening with the bad employee, canceling out all the good stuff. So the center of the road take is, get rid of the bad fucking employee and try at least to get a better one, so that way you can start moving forward and fixing the things that the bad employee created. And hopefully the good employee didn't develop some bad habits now. Because that's what's happening to our government. All these fucking assholes are developing all these bad habits from Trump, where they just want to take advantage of you and do all these things that they shouldn't be allowed to do. And you're letting them get away with it. They're your representatives. So that's the middle of the road take, man. And not enough people know how to do that stuff. They have bias about it. They want their own bias to be included in the center of the road. You can't do that. There's no center of the road take for your own bias. There isn't. All right, for example, center of the road take was swearing. Let's say I was sitting in a library, a crowded library, and some people were studying. Oh, okay. Now I can be center of the road, and I can go, okay, I'm not going to sit there, and I'm not going to, fucking have a conversation, first of all, loud, but I'm also not going to sit here and swear on it, or I'm probably going to try to be a little bit more understanding of what I'm saying, because this isn't my space. People are trying to concentrate. We would normally whisper. So now I would want to use all of those other things where I know this is a library, and I know normally it's like whispering, and here I am swearing on end. So I'm going to take that 2 monstrous steps back in a library setting, where I'm going to suddenly now probably just do my due diligence to shut the fuck up, not say a single word the whole time, because I know that I'll start talking, my voice will go up, and I'll swear. So it's the sort of thing where, because I know that I can do that, and I know that I'll have that issue, I might either A, avoid that situation at all costs, B, seem a little awkward in that situation and try to deal with it as best I can, but then again, C, my logical center of the road take then would be to avoid speaking. Shut up. Because it's going to happen. So that's my center of the road, where now I have to take a few steps back and be like, okay, I'm in the library. That's center of the road, and that's removing my own bias, considering the fact that I know these rules already exist, and now I'm already taking liberties. Just being there, knowing that I could speak too loudly, that is my, you have to do that. You have to do that with yourself. You have to. And nobody ever does that with nobody ever does that. If I complain at a place, and I don't yell at people or anything, but if I complain at a place or something like that, sometimes I will kind of go back and sort of expect to see that it's improved by my next visit. But if I sort of am wrong. Like, let's say I complain and the complaint was invalid, and now I am wrong, and I have caused them some time figuring this out, yada yada yada, you get the picture. I will actually typically try to if I go again, I'll be super nice and patient and wait a long time, or I will not go again for a while. Try to recommend the place to people and stuff like that, but I just typically won't go because I don't want them to. I'll just give them a break from that, essentially, where I did that, so now I need to be like, okay, I won't go back there. That was my mistake, my bad. So to avoid them having anxiety of seeing me again and complaining about something that in their minds would be invalid, I just won't go for a while, so that way they don't have to worry about that when they see me or something, and it's not fresh in their mind. So that way, if it's like, maybe 6 months, a year later or something like that, now they're not like, necessarily thinking about it as much. It's you get what I'm saying. It's so we can try to maybe move on from that, but again, I that's my middle of the road take, and I do that with myself, and not enough people do this with themselves, where again, that's just an example. But again, this should be everything in life, and that's what Christians don't do. Christians will often separate their daily lives from the teachings of Christ, and I actually think that is the most basic example of what they do wrong, separating that just so regularly, where they don't ask those questions of themselves. I remember working with somebody that claimed to be super Christian and stuff like that, and this person would pretty regularly have me do pretty mean things, like that I would assume would be mean and stuff like that, and be like derogatory or be negative. And I tried really hard to not be that way, to get around doing that, and like I remember this one time, they were closing, and people just kept like dropping stuff off or something like that, and instead of doing their business thing like they should do and having like something that obstructed people from doing that, or having some other way of dealing with it, this very Christian supposed manager, every time somebody was coming up, this person told me to literally bang on the door as hard as I could, so that as to get their attention as they would grab it. Because the whole point is they knew that not to drop stuff off when they were closed, yet they would do it anyway. And it just always causes all these problems. And so like, people just do it. And then the whole point is that they make the culture there is that they make us feel the stress of any customer complaint, even if it's rhetorical. A lot of times these are rhetorical complaints where it's like supposedly a customer complained, but really it's just a friend of somebody that works there, and so you need to do what they want you to do. And it's just so ridiculous how disgusting that Christian organization was run. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody's going behind everybody's back. And so, like, the whole point is this is a Christian-run organization. This very Christian lady is telling me to do this, but she's just wrong. And there's so much wrong about everything going on there. And it's a Christian organization. And then meanwhile, again, this is her Christian way to deal with this. Instead of just ignoring it and accepting that people are going to do what they want to do, and you need to physically stop them somehow, they need to literally stop them from coming in somehow. She had me literally stand there and bang as hard as I could on the door so they could hear me, and then startle them. And then they'd be like startled. And then I was supposed to like signal to them not to drop stuff off through a door when they're like 20 feet away. And like I'm trying to like yell through this door. Like, no, closed, we're closed. And this is what she had me do. And it's like, you have to realize that to the customer, that's going to look like I'm the employee doing something I shouldn't be doing, or like I'm being mean to them, or I'm like banging on this door. So I rationalized that that's what she was doing. She was trying to sabotage my job. And this is what this lady did. The whole time I was there, she would just shadow me instead of doing her job. And she would sabotage things I was trying to do. If I had a good idea and I pitched it to her, she would go behind my back and say it was her idea and steal it. And then she would sort of start doing it herself and then tell me to finish it later if I had time. Because she would like always pull me to do all these other physical things because nobody else was, they just literally wouldn't use the people for the correct jobs. She just sucked at delegating. So she had all these people doing things they shouldn't be doing, and so she'd always use me for the physical stuff, and I was one person. So, yeah, like it just, again, like it was just really bad management, and then on top of that, this lady was just masquerading as a Christian all while making these really, really unchristianly decisions. So, it's just really, it really bothers me. And then meanwhile, we'll sit there and we'll stand there and talk under her breath about people right in front of everybody. She'll literally like pull people aside and like whisper to them and shit like that. And I'm sorry, but like, if you recognize an employee has a problem and has a bunch of problems, and then you allow that employee to come to work and exhibit those issues, those brain issues in front of you, and then they start becoming issues for the rest of the workforce there, you're not doing your job as a manager. You're just not. You're not recognizing that certain people, like, again, I'm not saying fire that person. I'm just saying don't allow that person to treat a stock room as a place, a storage closet, as a fucking hoarding closet. You know, like just, you don't do that. You don't allow somebody to do that even for a second. Especially with all these old ladies walking around and shit like that. It's terrible. Very Christian organization. Very, very Christian. I mean, I'm not hateful. I'm just shaking my head. Like, it's just awful that it has to happen like that. That they can't just stop doing that crap. It's stupid. But yeah, like, that's the point, is like, there's just a lot of people sitting here making excuses for people complaining about things that are actually a problem. And that's and I'm like, again, Republicans and the propaganda will just tell you it's woke if you're complaining about it. They want to end wokeism. So that's the whole point, is whoever labeled it as woke shouldn't have done that. Like, you shouldn't label it as anything. You should say, no, it's just changing with the times. It's understanding that things evolve and change. Nothing. It's not woke. It's a change. It's an evolution. It's anything else we've ever done. a nice breeze. Just enjoying the breeze. I've been here a while. We've been here a while. Been here a while. I think it's time.
Texas talking about the ice, the shooting at the ice center and stuff like that. But he's pointing the finger at people saying stuff online. He's not being responsible about it. That is flat out a police officer being irresponsible. If anything, he's inciting violence towards people that post things online. If anything like that, that's hateful toward that. You don't blame anybody except the hate, the violence, and the person that did it. You don't, again, unless you have real, and again, the evidence they have is obviously made up, where they clearly are trying very hard to get you to believe that this is what this is. There's no collaborative effort here. They didn't find people planning. No, they literally are planning it themselves, and everybody's recognizing this too. Like it's so childish. So again, that is hateful. Don't do that. Don't be the cop that is sitting here saying and pointing the finger at people that are using their platform to say whatever they want to say. ICE agents were not shot at. They were not. And if they were, we'd be condemning that violence too. But remember how we're not talking about how, you know, it's a targeted attack on minorities and stuff. I didn't say that at any point. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So you see how I never did that at any point during this whole time? Yet the police are the ones saying that this is because, you know, we found some bullets with a message on it. Well, even if that were true and that were legitimate, what you should do as an adult and as a cop is recognize that is specifically designed to piss people off, and you don't release the information. If anything, if that were true, you keep it to yourself so as to not spread hate, you fucking retards. So again, like, it literally just shows how fucking stupid the police actually are in a modern day. And again, I have a pickup truck behind me that is so goddamn close to me, if I had to stop short for anything, they'd slam right into me. And this is the society we live in. Now, this faggot behind me probably votes for Trump, so he's tailgating me and shit like that. Because I'm driving the speed limit. I'm not going 90 miles an hour up a mountain. Jesus Christ, man. And you just see how he stepped? Did you hear that? That was him flooring it as I made my turn. Yeah, I could actually smell his fucking exhaust. Jesus. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now. I love that song on that album, The Blessed Hell Ride was the album. The band is Black Label Society, the greatest band in the world. And that's right. That's right. Black Label Society is the best band in the world. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now. Holy fucking shit, is there actually that many people in here? Are they actually showing the number for once? Holy shit. Do you guys see this? Do you guys actually see this? Holy shit. I want to show you guys this. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now. Doomsday Jesus, we need you now.
Jesus, we need no cam. You guys want the cam? Here we go. Here I am. Doomsday, Jesus, we need you now. There's so many people in here. I've never seen this many people in here. It's almost like it's not true, but I believe it. There's a wet bench. Should we sit on the wet bench? Should we do a fire today? Should we do a fire today? I don't even know why I'm wearing these too. What's up, guys? There's a lot of people in here. Nice glasses, thanks. Black Label Society is the greatest and best band in the world. They are the best band in the world. Yeah. Well, every time I say this, every time I sort of start making a point about this, what happens is they definitely run things to do the opposite, or to try to make me like sort of wrong. This is the most viewers I have ever seen, ever, at any given time. So I don't know how accurate this is. I hope it's accurate. I mean, it's pretty cool. But I feel like this is kind of how I feel. Like, if this is what we're supposed to be getting now, and I am getting this now, and they're pushing it through, essentially, like you say. Again, not much has changed. You know what I mean? Like, all we did was talk about this stuff today. So what is so different that now we just suddenly have 1,200 viewers in here all at the same time? 1,300. Well, I think the answer is right there, where we very obviously painted the picture for what's going on, and so they're trying to do the opposite to make me wrong. Oh, he gets viewers. I mean, it's literally been 1 and 2 for so long. Nice hoodie. Thanks. Black Label Society. You know, that really is my favorite band. Destruction Overdrive. Good song. Lots of good stuff. Black Label Society. I mean, can't go wrong with Zakk Wylde, right? But some really, really good music, man. I like Fields of Unforgiveness. That's a good song too. Where am I? I'm at my house. I'm at my house. It was sort of rainy today. Which house is that? Hello. I mean, I can't really reveal private information too much, but it's a house. You're from Cameroon? That's cool. Actually, there's 2,200 watching now. So, I actually do truthfully wonder, you know what I'm saying? I do truthfully wonder half the time if, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we really should have hundreds at any given time. Now, we have thousands now, so this is impressive. And as you can see, it's not affecting the stream. We're still streaming. So, like, no instability with the stream or anything. I appreciate it, guys. I do. You want me to play some drums or something? It's not normally that we have this many people. How's the bitrate? Are they messing with it? No, it's completely solid. It's fine. Nice hoodie. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about hundreds of millions. I don't know what their ingest looks like. It just depends on the day, actually. I mean, there's easily hundreds of thousands. I would agree with that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know what it actually looks like. On like the busiest day. I just know it does get pretty busy, and there's times where like we're here on a Friday night and they're trying to pretend like we got 1 or 2 viewers. I'm like, you're really acting like we got 1 and 2 viewers? Oh. You like my hoodie? Thanks. Man, something did it for this algorithm. Let me tell you what, there's a lot of people. Man. We can go down to the field. It's pretty wet today. I mean, I guess I could ride the bike. That I could do because it's actually not it's not raining now. You bet this is what my raw view count looks like when they're not suppressing it? I'll bet it is too. I'll bet this is exactly what it's supposed to look like. It actually makes a lot more sense too, because there's other people that are on here that have like view counts, like subscriber counts similar to me, and they get a lot of views. And it doesn't, just because you have a low subscriber count doesn't mean you won't get views. Like, doesn't mean anything. Like, yeah, you can have a certain fan base or whatever, but it doesn't mean that you're not in a live feed, if you know what I mean. You know, it has to do with your stream, the audience it hits, the things you say, you get what I'm saying. Like, it's everything. And we know everything that we've been talking about's been hitting home, and people have been hearing it. You've seen streams 3K Mamba says we've seen streams with 10,000 viewers and 1K subscribers. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I mean. Thank you. Exactly what I mean. Good support. I don't know, I'm just shocked that there's actually this many in here. It's sort of throwing me off a little bit. I have chores to do because it's a rainy day. This is the best day for chores, but I'm fairly caught up. I have to cut the grass, but I can't do that because it rained. So I literally don't need to do that now. So partially why I'm actually here right now. No, never. My streams, basically what's been happening is even if I do get the count, they halt it after it posts. Like they'll literally halt it. I did all these cooking streams. I can make a really good filet mignon, medium rare, pan-seared without finishing in the oven. And I did this on stream countless times. I can't even count how many times I did it now. And the whole point was to show you guys that I can stream. I have some skills. I can do some stuff and pass it along. And the whole point is that even as I was doing that and making some shorts, I would do like a filet mignon short and I would get like 8,000 views in like a few seconds or something like that, and then just completely halt. No views any point after that. It's been there for years now. Years? Over a year, probably almost 2 years. And just nothing. I think it's about that long. But the whole point is, either way, even if you want to say it's been there a year or whatever, the whole point is it's still been there long enough to gain views after posting, and it gains 8,000 views in the first few seconds and then just halts. You know, just like all the other streams where they don't gain views, and then I'll have somebody try to view them after the fact or try to like them, and they just like tell me the count doesn't go up or the like doesn't count, or it's really crazy. Do you know about the microwave steak hack? The food hack? What are you talking about? Asmongold's microwave steak? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you mean. So maybe not. I guess not. Exactly, 3K Mamba, exactly. My channel gains a lot of views quickly and then cuts it out. Yeah. So for me, it's been this thing where I see that evidence of it, where once in a while it lingers through and creeps through, where I see like just like I posted the thumbnail of what I was talking about in that stream, that last stream I did with the game, where apparently 200 and some viewers were watching that stream at the end of the stream. And it didn't show that until I ended the stream, and suddenly, bam. And then that's what you see. That's when you see I take that screenshot and I saw that creep through. And so, like, it's not necessarily just like when I end the stream. I see it creep through other times too, and sort of just have been taking screenshots and keeping note of it. But that was obvious on that last stream, and that's why I put it as the thumbnail so you guys could see what I was talking about. And so, yeah, like, for sure, it's not just me. It's all these different people, and I think it's kind of obvious that it's somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing. Yeah. It didn't show it until later. Well, mine never show it. Mine just get locked and halted, where you can tell, even if there are views later, they don't count them. They don't. I'll be lucky if they even get my stream up to the view count that it finished the stream with, let alone views after the fact. So that's what's been happening. It's been happening to me. And they're leaving like little markers too, where I've noticed, and I've been trying to communicate with other content creators, that I've noticed this definitive thing where if you're like marketing or getting some type of monetization through third party, not necessarily AdSense or YouTube, but you're getting it through third party, I've noted that it seems like there are like markers. So what they've been doing lately is they lock. Have you ever seen the stable volume? You know how the stable volume is on like the browser settings now? If you see that little stable volume thing and you see that it's like grayed out and locked, it's not supposed to be like that. It should just be available. Just like the ambient view. That should just be available, and either one of these, specifically the stable volume, if it's grayed out and locked, what happens is it will lock on as soon as you watch that on your account, or anybody that does watch it, and any views coming from those accounts where it locks it on for them, it now stays on and doesn't count those views across the platform until they watch something that does. That's what I have learned that they are doing, so that way it works as a sort of control factor for them to control certain people who are watching things that might have like a pop-up blocker or something like that. They're just trying to track people and control what they do. It's really messed up. They're rigging the view counts. Yes, exactly. Yes. But I was just trying to explain it a little bit to you. But yes, exactly. Yep. But yeah, I've been documenting and tracking it for quite some time, and something going on. I've been trying to reach out to certain people that I see it happening with that they didn't even know it was happening because their numbers are too big. So I've tried really hard to at least reach out to their community in a subtle way where I feel like if I do it too largely, depending on their audience and stuff like that, it just won't be received well. So I try not to do that where it seems like I'm, like an attention grabber or something like that, because they don't know me, and I understand that. So I try not to do it like that, but I've definitely tried to be subtle about, reaching out and just saying, look, this is happening. I've seen it happen with yours. Watch out. But I think they just take it as like, oh, he just wants to get seen and stuff like it. That's how they take it usually. It's not how it's supposed to come off. I'm just trying to help. They can fingerprint your computer this way. Yeah, it's a digital fingerprint. Yeah, you have a digital fingerprint all over the web though. You have a digital fingerprint all over the web. So I appreciate this viewership. I do. I really, really do. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Slipped up? Who slipped up? Oh yeah, you've seen it, you have proof, you've seen it with your own eyes in your account, yeah. I appreciate it. If you guys are here for the support, and we don't have any rain, I'll do a fire for you tonight. For the support. I'll build a fire for you tonight. If there's no rain. For the support. You know, this is what we've been waiting for. You know, like, you guys know I've been wanting to thank you guys properly with stuff I've been planning and things like that, but unless I see the numbers or I see proof that there's real people in here and stuff like that, why would I waste my time putting some of my best content up? You know what I mean? When all this nonsense is going on. I'm just not going to do that, you know? So, some of those things can happen as long as we have the support. So yeah, like, if you guys are here for the support, here for the streams and stuff, and we don't have the rain, I can do a fire stream for you. You guys like fire streams? YouTube? It's not YouTube, it's the FBI. It's Trump's FBI using YouTube. And yes, YouTube tracks you because it's happening through data brokers. Data brokers track you. So technically Asmongold is a data broker because he's a multi-millionaire. So technically Asmongold can track you if he really wants to. Did you know that? Bet you didn't know that. So like, even police, basically if you're rich, you can track somebody. It's not hard to do. Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to. But like, in the real world, we have laws for this. On the internet, the whole point is that rich people have been taking advantage of this, where it's data brokers and stuff like that, and it does track you across the internet. It's for purposes of advertising and stuff like that. That's what it's for. It's for those companies. It's the cookies you accept. Oh, I don't accept them. Yes, you do. There's plenty you accept just by using certain apps and things, just by using it. So, yeah, now we really have some. Wow, we got 1,600 likes on this stream too. That's incredible. Unless it's a lie, but I don't think it is because it's been pretty consistent. The reason I say that is because the one day we had people in the stream on my desktop stream, and like the numbers were doing some really weird stuff where it was like somebody was screwing around with it. It's your work paying off. Well, I have been working hard to document what they've been doing to me, but I'll be honest with you, I'd rather work hard at delivering you guys good content rather than documenting what they've been doing. I would much rather that, because yeah, I mean, obviously one is toxic and one is not. One is me defending myself, and one is me actually getting to make my content the way I want to. You saw me in your live feed. I appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you all for being vocal about it too. Appreciate the support, really do. We have time. We got time today. You guys want me to? Here, let's do something. I mean, we can play drums. I got this package to open. I'm not sure. This might be the book that I ordered forever ago that shipped when it like released, basically. So I ordered this book like a while ago, but it wasn't out yet. And now it's out. So that's probably what this is. Yep. Awesome. Can't wait. Oh, my bad. They did this to my camera too. They fucked up my camera. I have to flip my camera if I want to see it correctly around. They messed up my camera. So it finally got here. So I can't wait to dig into this. That's really cool. So yeah, let me go to the bathroom here really quick and we'll find something to do. It is just like a lazy day today. It's not really raining, but like it's rainy, you know, like it's dreary, you know what I mean? There's clouds, but it's a decent temperature. It is. It's a fairly decent temperature. It's not like hot or cold or anything. It's pretty nice out, but it's just sort of like a lazy day. So let me use the bathroom really quick. And we can chat or get to some live content here. Give me 1 sec. I'll tell you what, guys. Since I don't really have any ideas, we'll just do. Well, I'm sorry. I see you made a comment now. What made me want to buy it? Damn that Kamala book looking nice. What made you buy it? Actually, it was her interview on Colbert, I think it was, where she talked about releasing it. And so I just really wanted to. It's called 107 Days because I think it's the shortest campaign run in history. I think that's the point. And so the whole point is, you know, just why, you know, essentially what happened in those 107 days and her story. So I think it'll be interesting. It'll be really cool. So I have an idea. It's sort of a lazy day here, and you guys seem to be enjoying the outdoors too, so maybe we'll go outside, but I need to find I don't know where my little my phone holder is. I have no idea. I have the slightest freaking clue where this thing is. It's somewhere. Like it, I had it very recently, and now I found it. I found it. Hey. Meow. Hi. Alright, so I'm going to put you guys out here for a minute. Who got robbed? Kamala did? Did she really? She got robbed? I didn't hear about that. Oh, you mean got robbed by the election? I'm sorry, I'm too literal sometimes. She got robbed by the election, for sure. She didn't have enough time to campaign. Sorry, I'm just now seeing that comment. Meow. Meow. Be right back. Be right back. I'm just gonna chill. We're just gonna relax because it's like just a chill day, I guess. It's a chill day. It's a chill day. Yeah, like I said, I can a little drums too. But I'm just it's just a chill day, man. Because like I said, there's all these chores that I'm actually pretty ahead on my chores. There's all these chores I can't do because it's freaking wet. It's wet. The ground's wet. Oh no, the view count's dwindling. Oh no. YouTube can't promote trees. They can't promote that. And I'm gonna get, I changed already, I'm gonna get a towel.
coming back here. Grabbing my stuff. I had to get a snack. I wanted to find a snack. Because you know me, I gotta eat like all the time. Woo. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So this is the most views I have ever seen, ever. And I appreciate the viewership, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you. Times a million. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on. I can't. OtterBox. Stupid. My phone case is huge. Look at those clouds, man. Oh, cool. I like watching clouds moving like that. That's cool. That's so cool. Anyway, here we are. Here we are. Oh, hold on, I need to open this. I want to open it without getting the crackers all messed up. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? Ew. What is that? Ew. What the fuck? Ew, get out of the tub. I think it was a piece of the cupboard. Oh, now some leaves fell in. I'm just relaxing, guys, seriously. I
I guess we don't need the food anymore. We'll go with this one. Thanks for watching, guys. We dwindled from the thousands that we had, as we always do. But you know, at least while we were talking about the issues that mattered earlier, we got some trending from that. At least there was that. Hopefully everybody heard that. And so, man, that was something that needs to be heard, man. What a nice day it is, though. I just wanted to enjoy it. See you guys. There, you know, just sit outside a bit more. I mean, I'll go and maybe like hit the drums a few times or something, but don't expect anything like super good. Blind me, erase what was still born. I have become feelings I once felt and now dead and gone. I've waited here for you for so very long. I've waited here for you. For you. Days of fire filled with regret. Turn your senses, and losses won't let you forget. So you think that it's over. So you think that it's done. The fields of unforgive, that's where the God has just begun. I don't remember what key it's in, I'm sorry. You thought you'd elude life's sorrow, emptiness and grief. The oceans of life come to drown the liars in the deep. So you think that it's over. So you think that it's done. I feel so again. You gotta go listen to Crazy Horse if you haven't heard it. I think it's like, hold on.
Pray to the Dead, Overlord, all that stuff. You know, that's a good one. I mean, some of my favorites are actually like some of the like House of Doom and stuff like that, where like it wouldn't necessarily be like, you know, the fan favorite or anything like that, but it's still a pretty, you know, like liked song. Suffering Overdue, my favorite one. Like Southern Dissolution. Say What You Will. Say What You Will is one of my favorites. Freaking love Say What You Will. I just love Zach, but yeah, Black Label Society, the greatest band in the world. I mean, even the good ones, like the new ones, are good, like Set You Free and stuff. And I love the Gallows, the new one, the Gallows. Lord Humongous is good too, but the Gallows, whoo, so good. Love that song. Waters of despair until there's nothing left. It's time to get inside. I'll be there for your fun. You won't be the first. You won't be the last. Together we shall burn as the gallows turn to ash. Good stuff, man. Oh, there's I mean, I love, you guys know I love Destruction Overdrive. I mean, it is difficult for me not to think about that song. Like, it's just embedded in my head. Wow. Forever rolling on the wars we wage, I know eternal is the blessed end. Destruction and overdrive, disregard of life, see us through out the end of time. At 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 the end of time. You should go listen to it. It would make your day. Love Rain Down was good too. I love that song. Down. breathe. Do 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 do. Ding 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 do 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 do. He did all this stuff with a keyboardist called Derek Sherinian as well. His name is Derek Sherinian, and they did a amazing album together called Molecular Honicity. They've done stuff prior to that too, but and Derek Sherinian played keyboards on stage with him for the Unblackened set. And also, that was an amazing drummer, Chad Zaliga, that was there for that concert too. Amazing concert. But the album that he did with Derek Sherinian, Molecular Honicity, should have won so many awards. That thing is unbelievable. And I love the song that he sang on called So Far Gone. Again, he's doing guitars, obviously, since that's Zach's thing, that's his main thing, but he did sing on that one, and oh my god, he played guitar too, and that song is so good. I cannot express how that song should be played on the radio. It should be a common song in people's metal repertoire that they listen to. I do not, for the life of me, understand this huge catalog of music that Black Label Society, Zakk Wylde, has that just people aren't regularly listening to. I just do not understand it. That's one of them. Is that entire album, but mainly So Far Gone. I think it was actually the first track on the album anyway, but if you just want to listen to that song, you will not regret it. As soon as that riff kicks in, you'll be hooked. You'll be like, holy shit. There's just some there's just some gems out there that you've probably never even heard. Zach once covered an AC/DC song too. It was extremely freaking good. Now I'm trying to remember which one it was. I'm trying to remember what album it was on, so you can go find. I feel like it was a bonus track on like Pride and Glory or something. I don't remember. I gotta find it. Horse Called War was a good one. Those were like I love the Book of Shadow Days. I loved such good songs. Machine Gun Man was great. Love that song. And oh man, another good one that I'm thinking. Some of these older Black Label Society songs. Another good one was Rust. If you like more like mellow, melancholy sounding music, that one's not as heavy. Has a heavy solo as his stuff usually does, but it fits the song. It's amazing. It's so amazing. It's short but sweet. The song is amazing. I made my crackers, man.
See, this is why I feel like they're kind of censoring a little bit. Almost like, you know, like they're doing it because of the, you know, like we got in the hot tub or something like that, where it just doesn't make any sense. Where like earlier we had thousands of viewers, and as soon as like we put the device out here and we get the hot tub, you know, and stuff like that, and we're just sitting here talking, nothing really changed. It's just now we're in a hot tub. You see how it dwindles down to like 5, and it just like sits there, where it's not like trending, where it's like constantly like numbers up and down. It's literally just like a locked concurrent view count, and a low one too. That's what I have hard time believing. And you know, if anything, that's more evidence to prove that theory. The fact that we just saw all those viewers in here through the stream, and now it trickles down to 5 as soon as we're, you know, almost like it's something like subliminally behind the scenes they don't tell anybody about. You know what I mean? And then, like, how is that fair to the content creator to, you know, so, like, there's just these things that they censor for and they say nothing, and it's not exactly okay, you know? So you just sort of kind of do stuff as a creator, and then you never know. Between all of the censorship that we've seen with the Trump administration, and then the censorship that YouTube has silently on their own, you know, between all of this ridiculousness, you never know what actually to believe about those numbers. You know, where I actually don't even see it going below 5, so it's the sort of thing where almost like, you know, like, again, a lower locked number that because it was thousands and now we moved to a hot tub setting, now they don't want to promote that, or something like that, where it's subliminal and they won't tell you that. You're supposed to figure it out and know that, and then you know, abide by it if you figure it out, and then, you know, if you don't, they're gonna screw with you even more. It doesn't make any sense. It's like YouTube running things like a dictatorship. Like it's the most childish, ridiculous thing I've ever seen, where it's like, let's make up rules as we go along, you know. And again, I have every appreciation for the viewership that you guys brought to me, but again, it wasn't YouTube that brought that to me. It was you guys that, you know, like, again, like, the whole point is that I should have every ability and every chance as everybody else on here in this live feed. Very interesting. But like I said, we can still do a we can still do a fire for you guys for coming through and stuff like that. Like I had said, that's still something we can do as long as it doesn't rain. Seems to be clearing up now, but I mean, that's as of at, you know, at this moment. So, like, you know, like, the whole point is it's wet now, but if it doesn't rain by tonight, I should be able to. That's all I'm saying. Like, so for the views and stuff, I'll try to do that for you guys too. Like I said, it's only try because if it rains. So. That'll be something we get to if it doesn't rain. And that'll be, you know, obviously you guys like those. We did that before, and even with the censorship that we had some decent numbers for that, for me to, know that people liked that, obviously, and it was a liked stream, so, and, so yeah, I'll definitely do that for you guys for coming through, but, I just wish that, it was the sort of thing where it was obvious to the streamer, where it was a communicative effort instead of just, we're just going to do what the heck ever we want. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with, streaming a hot tub or anything. like inherently, you know what I mean? If anything, it would be one of those things that's the background noise for people. They like it. It's relaxing. So I'll be honest with you, we have a lot of support on this, and I think it's more support than I've ever seen on a live stream on this channel. So like I said, I want to do something to thank you guys for coming through and stuff like that, but I will not reward YouTube for, I won't thank them, I won't reward them for finally giving me what I deserve for one stream. I will not. There won't be any type of that nonsense going on. That's absurd. So don't go thinking that I'm backing off just because they sat here and promoted one fucking stream for some thousands of views. Yeah, like I appreciate it. I appreciate the viewers, but like the point is we shouldn't be getting that for, just like I think Troll Slayer said this in chat earlier, actually. Right? So the effective. This is what it would look like if they weren't actually rigging your decams. Somebody said it. So, and I appreciate I appreciate 3K Mamba. Thank you so much. Yeah, Troll Slayer said it. So I appreciate that, recognizing it, and thank you guys for being vocal in chat and recognizing it too. Really didn't have too much toxicity, like really any toxicity, so that's a good thing. Bobby Hill, thanks for your chats. Just be aware that if that's your real name, you may want to just kind of change that if you're in a live stream. Let's see. Leonine? Is that how we say your name? Leonine? Am I saying that right?
thank you for your support. Thank you. Reagan. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your support too. Thank you, Austin Archives, for your chats. Appreciate that. I just wanted to give. I see Iron Dala in here in chat. Thank you guys for being so supportive of my streams. Being in here. Turn this back on. Appreciate that, guys. Maybe we'll wrap it up here soon. Maybe we'll just kind of wrap it up here soon so I can prepare for the fire we're gonna do. I mean, it's pretty well, like, I don't have to do a whole lot. I really don't. I've been keeping care of it. I haven't, honestly, I think when we did that stream last time where I dug it out and we cleaned it and everything, I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it since then, so I really shouldn't have to do much of anything. Doomsday, Jesus, we need you now. 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 Now, 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 now. Hey, that Black Label Society song had Ozzy in it. If you want to hear a Black Label Society song that also had Ozzy Osbourne singing in it, go listen to a song called Stillborn. And it has Ozzy also singing in the chorus. Zakk Wylde, just so that you know, he does the vocals for everything, but in that band, but including the guitar obviously, but like Ozzy does in that song, Ozzy sings with Zakk on the chorus. The part where he goes, the feelings I once felt are now dead and gone. That's Zakk and Ozzy. I've waited here for you for so very long. Now, when he goes back to "I've waited here for you," that's just Zakk, but so long. That's the two of them again. So they harmonize in the chorus there, and it's amazing. And if you want the better video, I think the better video is actually on Zakk Wylde's YouTube page. So don't go to a Black Label Society YouTube page thinking that I think that I have like a 240 or a 360. Like, it's really low quality. Go to Zach Wild's actual YouTube page and watch the video there, because I think it's I'm pretty sure it's like 1080 or something. It's like significantly higher quality there. At least I'll bet it's at least 480, but it's significantly higher quality, I know, on Zach. So I would highly recommend, if you want to watch the video and listen to the song, go to his page and to hear it, so that way it's better quality. Just a recommendation, just saying. I mean, go to either, but just recommending. I'm not sure why they did that, but I mean, whatever. Who cares? Just saying, if you prefer the fidelity, sound quality. All right, guys. I think it's about time. I think we're gonna call it. Lots of support here. Lots of support here. Lots of support here. I do appreciate that, guys. I really do. I'm gonna get out and stuff before I end the stream, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we are probably about to call it here.
Well, thanks again, guys. It's time to go ahead and stop it there. Appreciate it. Kept it going a little longer for the support and everything. I appreciate that. Otherwise, it would have just ended earlier, but really nobody chatting, so. But yeah, I'll let you know what I think of that book too. You know, I'm sure eventually, once I complete it. But I'm gonna get going on it. I'm gonna get started on it. Can't wait, actually. It's really good. It's really good. As you guys know. I feel like it's a limited run too. I don't remember. I think it is though. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you again. A special thank you to everybody in chat. And you know, like I said, well, pending that it doesn't rain, I'll do that fire stream for you guys for the support here on this one. So, you know, if you want to show up for a fire stream, definitely remember that we got that going on later. Appreciate you all. Take care.